Welcome to the Nerd Party.
Oh, this episode got me fired up. I'm ready to go.
We just finished watching Legacies, episode 16 of Babylon 5 season 1, and it is time to babble for 5. You said at the end of this episode that you have a lot of thoughts.
I do have a lot of thoughts.
I want you to direct this one and tell me, what do you want to talk about?
Bombshell time. I don't like Delenn at all.
Oh,
I don't like
say
Delenn.
what now?
I don't like that. I don't like her.
Okay, we got to get into this. Why? Why don't you like Delenn?
I don't like Delenn because clearly she manipulated this entire situation to meet her own selfish ends.
To suit her agenda.
Yeah, and it suits the agenda of her caste.
Right, the religious caste.
And that's it. That's the only ones who benefited from this, I think.
Well, okay, hang on.
Okay, tell me how I'm wrong.
I'm not going to tell you how you're wrong, but I do want you to consider, from her perspective, she is doing what she thinks is right. In Minbari society, religious caste has the final say. Neroon has to bow down. There's not just tension between humans and Minbari, 10 years removed from a war. No, there is tension within the Minbari culture between these two castes, because the warrior caste has some thoughts and some feelings still about having to follow the orders of the religious caste and surrender to a war that they were easily going to win.
She's on a power trip now.
Think so?
Yeah, we still run things here. That's what this was all about. It was a
think
power
that's
move.
it?
It was a way to keep the power. I know she's like, I wanted to avoid this conversation. That's the thing that really gets me, where she's talking to Commander Warrior, and Commander Warrior has to bow down, and names, whatever.
Neroon! Remember that name.
Okay, whatever. So Commander Warrior comes in and has to bow down, and she's like, I wanted to avoid this conversation. Well, yeah, she wanted to avoid the conversation because she wanted to manipulate the situation to meet her ends, and screw it if they're not a part of that discussion. They don't need to be a part of that discussion. Well, now they have to be. Oh, darn it. My manipulation didn't work. I don't like Delenn. Nope.
Apparently not.
Manipulator. I don't like this. Well, clearly she's manipulated Sinclair at some point along the way by screwing with his brain, and nope, I can't have it.
Not digging it, huh?
Not digging it.
Well, I would say she definitely doesn't look good in this episode. I can see why you're feeling what you're feeling.
And to start this episode, the Minbari warship comes through the portal, guns ablazing, ready to fire.
Right.
And she doesn't think to tell Sinclair beforehand, hey, this is how they're going to show up. And so instead, when they show up guns ablazing, all of a sudden she's just on the deck like, hey, this isn't a thing. Don't worry about it. Like, you couldn't have told me that an hour ago?
There should be a certain amount of exchange of customs between the Minbari and the humans at this point, you would think, right?
And you would think that, but because it didn't happen, clearly she's trying to manipulate the situation to fit her own selfish ends, and it's crap.
I didn't know you were going to feel so strongly about Delenn after this.
Oh, this episode got me fired up. I'm ready to go.
No kidding.
Nope. And that's your ambassador. This is the best of your people.
And
if
speaking on the Grey Council,
if this is the best of who you got, I'm not impressed, Minbari.
Okay, before things continue to escalate, maybe we ought to move to the B plot.
Sure.
That's my big gripe with this storyline, is I really get taken out of it with the acting, and it's the girl actor's fault. Sorry. If you're out there watching, I'm sorry. I hope you've gotten better.
Speaking of getting fired up about an episode, my goodness.
Yeah, this thing is not my favorite. And
clearly.
I feel what I feel, much as how you feel about Delenn. Okay. We've got some strong things happening today.
Yes.
So a couple things about telepaths come out of this whole thing. And what did you think about what ultimately happened with this story?
One of the things that's interesting to me is that I would have figured Earth Force would have made it mandatory. If you are a telepath, you have to do one of these things. And apparently that's not the case, which was kind of a revelation to me.
It was kind of a subtle point, but I think Ivanova says it where she's on Babylon 5. So if she were on Earth, she wouldn't have much choice, I don't think, outside of the psych or the pills or prison. Seeing as how she's on Babylon 5, Ivanova is taking this on as a special case to avoid for this girl maybe a similar fate that happened to her mother.
Right.
So she's trying to save her. Hey guys, so as you can probably tell, this is not quite the same ending as what you would expect from the episode, because guess what? Our recorder cut off the ending once again. Stupid technical difficulties. We're taking steps to make sure that this doesn't happen again.
But it's all right. Really, you just missed me ranting about how much I hate Delenn, so you're probably going to see that in upcoming episodes too, so you probably didn't miss much through that technical glitch.
You got the gist of it. You're not missing much. So, all of that said, do the usual things, like and subscribe, and please comment, especially on Patrick's newfound hatred of Delenn. We would love to know what you think about that.
Absolutely. Am I in the right? Am I in the wrong? And don't spoil it for me either.
Please, please, please. Have a good one.
Thanks.